This is the Fireball Lavaloon, the easiest Lalo attack that any player can use to break the game, and we'll teach you step by step on how to 3-star with it every single time, and I'll prove it to you live. To kick things off, we want to start with the best build for your heroes, starting with the Barbarian King, where I would recommend these options. The Giant Gauntlet and Rage Vial is the most common set that allows him to get great value, but if you don't have access to the Giant Gauntlet, the other two options here are just as good. Moving to the Archer Queen, these two sets are pretty good for her. The Frozen Arrow and Healer Puppets are two abilities that work very well together and can provide a lot of sustainability while also offering great support. You can also run the Healer Puppets with the Invisibility Vial combo if you don't have access to the Frozen Arrow. The Grand Warden only has one good set, which is the Fireball and Rage Gem set. Since this is a Fireball strategy, you're going to need the Fireball. The Royal Champion has some great choices as well, as these are the ones that I would recommend. The Haste Hog combo is still often her best, even without the Spirit Fox. Outside of that, you can also run the other two options if you have haste at a lower level, but subscribing and ringing the bell will also help you improve and become a better attacker. So, what do you need to look for in breaking down a base? Well, first, let's start with the Fireball, as you want to use this to clear a large area off the base. Typically, I recommend going in for the CC if it's within range of other key defenses. Other than that, just try to remove key defenses from the base, which includes defenses like the Monolith, Scattershot, or even Inferno Towers. If the CC is on the very outside of the base, like on teaser designs, using Sneaky Goblins for that and focusing your Fireball on key defenses is the main priority, especially for big value. With the Hero Dive, you'll want to go in for an area of value. So the Barbarian King and Archer Queen in this case should be able to move around the base with the help of a jump spell to get even deeper, to get a majority to even all of the base down. This will also include removing the Town Hall, but I don't recommend diving in for it just alone, and rather you should let it sit unless it's within the core of the base. You also have the back-end Royal Champion to help clear through other key defenses, or even remove the Town Hall if there are no battle builders around it. As for the Lavaloon, it's honestly going to come down to how much value your heroes get. If your heroes are able to clear a large majority or even all of the defenses, then more than likely you can just swag your Lavaloon. However, you can still use them in small areas or use them as cleanup. If you feel like your heroes are starting to thin out and slow down, you can use your Lavaloon on the back end to help your heroes versus those back end defenses. However, you will also need to know which seed machines are good for an army like this and when to use them. The Flame Flinger is one such option, which is the best to choose in my personal opinion due to its long range and its ability to snipe down major defenses. Just be very careful of things like Monoliths, Mortars, and Expos since they all outrange your Flame Flinger. You can also use the Siege Barracks to help funnel your heroes into the base if there's no need for the Flame Flinger, but there are still things that you need to do in order to get your heroes in. This usually is going to depend on how much value you can get from the Fireball, but it is a possible seed machine to use. The Log Launcher can also work if you are looking to snipe off the Town Hall after it was hit by the Fireball. This, along with 2 Earthquakes, is a good way to remove the Town Hall if it's in an awkward position, which doesn't allow you to have your heroes go in and snipe for it. Additionally, you also can run the Battle Drill if you don't need any other seed machine on this list, as it offers a nice amount of stunning, wall breaking, and a good amount of support for either your Royal Champion or the rest of your heroes as they move around. With that said, here is the baseline army comp that I tend to recommend. Any changes that you can make, such as taking out some troops for an Electro Titan, or even using an Ice Hound instead of a Lava Hound, are basically on the table for you. But now let's teach you how to use this army step by step. So the first thing that you'll want to do is drop the Warden and the 5 healers to initiate the Warden walk. You can also let him walk for a bit of time, especially if there are nearby defenses close to him. By clearing out a couple of these defenses with the Warden Walk, this is going to let you set up the fireball to go deeper into the base. With that said, you should be able to use invisibility spells to get the fireball into its proper position, where you want to use 1 to 4 invisibility spells to turn other defenses that are close to him invisible, but you also want to make sure that you have him locked down to a single building like a storage before you send in the fireball. Just keep in mind that the building size is now super important, and it is a lot easier to scout out which defenses need to turn invisible and which really don't. Just do not overestimate how close defenses are, so that way you're not missing your fireball. Likewise, be sure to use a hog or a barbarian to look for Teslas that could mess up your fireball as well. Missing any of your invisibility spells on certain close defenses could also cost you to lose your fireball. Just be very careful when it comes to using the fireball. One concern that a lot of players have, especially when I talk about fireball, is the need to have it maxed out. Well, let me tell you, there are minimum levels that you can have to use the fireball effectively. So on screen are the levels that I would recommend for each town hall level, as this will let you use it earlier than other equipment and will allow you to remove a majority of defenses. With the level 18, these are the defenses that you can remove with 0 earthquakes. Here are how many with 1 earthquake, and here are how many with 2 earthquakes. Additionally, if you have a level 21 fireball, this can clear things like the monolith or scattershot with 1 less quake. But you don't need any earthquakes to support me in game or in the Supercell store using my creator code Corrupt. Now from there, it's hero dive time. This can be started by using your queen to lure over the warden to follow her and the barbarian king. Be sure to funnel them into the base with the use of super barbarians or baby dragons, since the idea is to get your heroes to move all around the base. Using super wall breakers to open up closed off areas of the base will allow you to get deeper in, while also letting you use the jump spell to move deeper into the base or open more compartments for your hero dive. Other spells you can use, like the skeleton spell, can help with distraction, and in addition, you can use free spells which will help stall defenses so your heroes can deal with them. Do be sure though to use your abilities when appropriate so you can get as much value as possible with them as they move around the base. In addition, you have the Royal Champion on the back end of the base, where you can use her to provide support for your heroes, or you can use her to remove the town hall if it's not being protected by any battle builders. This lets you use spells like your free spells to stall expos or the town hall itself, so the Royal Champion can do a lot of damage to it, or even remove it. Otherwise, having the Royal Champion to help clear out key defenses is also a major part of using her, and is just as important, especially when you have the haste hog ability. This really just leaves the Lavaloon portion, which is optional. Yes, in the easiest Lavaloon army, you don't even need the Lavaloon sometimes. Usually, I recommend this if you're using the Lavaloon in an area that still has yet to be touched by your heroes and could be pretty dangerous, like the monolith, since this is going to allow you to clear through the back end defenses. Since this is really a back end or a cleanup Lalo, there's really not going to be any need for spells or the Warden's Eternal Tome, as the Lava Hound and however many balloons are going to help you clear through it. Of course, just make sure you have some proper cleanup before you finish up the Lalo. So now that you have the proper knowledge of what to look out for, let's prove this army to you live. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Warden right here. He's out of range of the cannon, so I'm going to use 2 super barbs here, 2 super barbs over on the other cannon. That's going to help us out a little bit. And we're going to just let this Warden kind of walk. He doesn't need the healers just yet, so we kind of have some time. We're using the log launcher in this situation. So let's go and use our healers right here. Hog Rider to look for any Teslas. Doesn't look like there are any. So we can go ahead and use our Barbarian. Once he locks onto that, we can then go ahead and use 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop the Fireball. Use that, and there we go. Unfortunately, we didn't really remove the... Okay, so I think we might be able to get it if we send the log launcher in this way. because I think the log launcher will hit the expo, hopefully. Oh, okay, that kind of works out. Alrighty, so then in this situation, we're just waiting for this to go down. There we go. We can use that. Use this. Use our headhunter. Ice golem. All right, let's use a couple balloons here for that. Okay, Warden's kind of taking some damage, but it's fine. Alrighty, things are looking pretty good. Gonna pop our king ability right here. All right, things are looking really good, actually. Let's use a jump in there just in case things move in. We don't really need the poison. Let's send our royal champion up here at the top. And things are looking really, really good. We still have a rage, and I'm going to go ahead and use that right here to provide support. Let's pop our queen ability, so that way we can have those healers. All right, things are looking really good. We still have another spell. Things are looking... Whew. Yep, down goes that Inferno. We still... Okay, RC forced ability, but that's fine. And let's go ahead and use our Lavaloon. Okay. Things are looking pretty good here. I think we're going to be able to get it. We have enough cleanup too. Let's just get that cleanup in. We have plenty of cleanup. Swag wall breakers. Very easy. There you go. And that just proves exactly how you guys can actually use it. I know I was moving around a lot, but this attack is so strong. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to use each part of this attack so you can break Clash of Clans with your clan. YouTube also says that this is the best video for you, so you might want to check it out.